Welcome back to another episode of the Two Alphas Talk. This time we're going to talk about the subject I put on Instagram and a lot of guys been chattering about, and it's called primary secondary, your main battle rifle. Is it your primary or your secondary weapon? Me, from what I'm going to say, if you're in an urban environment and you're a civilian, you're not in the military, you're not law enforcement, and you're not carrying that thing 24 hours a day, it is your secondary weapon.
Mm-hmm.
Your primary weapon is going to be the one that's on your hip or wherever you keep it. It's the one you carry every day.
Yep.
So if you're thinking that your rifle, your battle rifle, is going to be your primary weapon because you drive around with it in your car, strapped in between your legs, sitting in the passenger seat.
Underneath the seat.
Mm-hmm. It is not your primary, because once you walk off from it and leave it for a minute or a couple of seconds, then it becomes your secondary. It needs to stay with you all day, 24 hours a day, or whenever you're up and around and mobile, within 1 arm's length reach from you. If it's doing that, then it's your primary. Now, some of you guys are saying, I'm at home and this is my primary because I'm walking around. You're not walking around with your damn gun all the damn day.
Rifle.
Your rifle all day in your home, in your hand. If you are, who are to you? You know? But I don't believe it, because I think you're going to sit it down and you're going to type on your computer and it's not going to be sitting in your lap. And if it's sitting in your lap, you're probably not married. But the thing of it is, if you need to be carrying that baby all day and everywhere, even if you go to the bathroom, sit down, take a squat, take a nap, it need to be laying next to you. You know what I'm saying? So if you're doing all that, that's your primary if it's at home. But if you're not doing all that, it's your secondary.
Yep. There's a video that's circulating right now. The guy's coming home. It looks like a lady, a daughter, and the gentleman is walking in the house. Some ne'er-do-well creeps out from somewhere, and this guy was already ready for him. And I don't know where he had the gun secreted. He actually switched his hands.
In his pocket. Yeah.
And he draws his gun and he's walking. And as soon as the guy makes his move, he turns and lights him up.
Yeah.
That is primary.
Yeah.
That's a classic example of primary. Don't know what he had in the house. Don't care, because if you can't deploy that firearm right now, that's not your secondary. That's not your secondary. Pull it back a little bit. That's not your secondary. That's your primary. One of the things that an old adage goes, if you can't get in while you're in home, you can't get to your firearm in 3 seconds or less, don't go for it, because at that point you're done. Somebody kicks in your door. If you can't deploy, run to an area that you already pre-set up, an area where you're going to get that firearm, the rifle, within 3 seconds. If you can't do that in a practice, you're not going to do it anytime. So you got a gun hidden underneath the couch. It's going to stay on the couch when everything is over. You got a gun hidden underneath a cabinet. It's going to stay on the couch.
Yeah.
These locks, they're cool. I like them too. The ones that you put a little ring on and you touch the furniture and then it opens up and there's a fire. How long does it take for that thing to flip open? All right? Practice those things if you have one of those. And I have nothing against that company. But if you do that and you flip it over and that guy's standing there with a gun at you, believe me, he's going to fire. He's going to fire on you at that point because you're not armed. You're trying to be armed. And in criminal gunfight, you're trying to hurt me as I'm trying to hurt you. Right. You got to break these things down all the way to the bottom. You got to break it down. It's a fight. So we're not talking about legality or anything at this point. We're just talking about survival. If it takes you that long to get that gun into battle, don't even do it.
Right. And you got to practice this stuff. I mean, practice it with the lights out. Practice it when you first wake up. Set your alarm clock at 3 o'clock in the morning. Jump up, open your gun case, and see can you deploy your firearm. Don't fire, but just see can you get to your firearm and get it quickly and put it in battery and maneuver it. A lot of people say, well, you know, what if I got a gun all over the house in every room? It's still not your primary weapon, because guarantee you, every single gun you got stored, and every one's going to be a 38, one's going to be a 380, one's going to be a 45. It's going to be pistols, rifles. You're going to have a combination, you know. So that's not primary. Those are all secondary weapons.
There's stories of guys who had incidents happen to them and they got afraid, reprisal, and they decided they're going to secrete a gun in the tank of the toilet bowl. How the hell are you going to get that?
Yeah.
You know, if you're in a situation where you're being held hostage and you break away, I understand that. But when you think that that's your primary and it's in the tank of the toilet, that you got to take the lid off, reach
That's
your hand
too
in,
much.
come on, man. And then
Yeah.
if you put it in water, you got to worry about how effective that and reliable that gun is going to be. If you put it in a plastic bag, now you got to either rip the bag open.
Shoot the
That's
bag.
too much. See that? That's what you think.
Yeah.
But you got to think like him. You know, if that's the case, you just grab it, turn around, and start shooting.
And a little tip for the day is when you do deploy and engage somebody with your firearm, make sure it's 6 rounds, please. Because these guys are still running off, you know? And so hit them with 6.
That's where your mag dumps come in.
Yeah.
You just found a practical use for a mag dump. Finally, that's a practical use for a mag dump.
Hit them with 6, figure it out from there. Then if it needs another 6 more, then do another 6.
That's why we carry multiple magazines.
Right.
Okay? You gotta have backup ammunition.
Yeah. Yeah, you one magazine guys. You guys are great, and but you can have a malfunction, something can happen, and you gotta, you know.
Way I teach, way I tell people, 90% of all malfunctions of handguns and semi-automatic are magazines.
Yeah. Yeah.
So make sure you have more than one.
Yeah. And practice, train, you know, and it doesn't hurt.
Yep.
So.
So in this lack of ammunition availability, these are good things to train dry.
See us on the internet, follow us on YouTube, give us some thumbs up, likes, comment.
It all helps, bro.
All helps bring up our numbers.
Yep.
All right, we'll see you on the range.
See you on the range.
And see you later.
See you later.